Yep, I'm at this again. Infiltrator, the class that I call my own, so no wonder why I talk about it so much. In past I have made videos discussing and analyzing the class, but today I want to put at least most of my thoughts about it here. So let's dive in, shall we? Now I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. This comes forth in the light of minor cloak implant that devs want to add to the game. Oh, and I was urged by a fellow content creator to do it as well, so fuck it, why not? Right, let's start with the minor cloak implant and then move on from there. So the basic idea is that you equip the fucking thing and after 8 seconds of being still, you become invisible just like Infiltrator. But you cannot shoot or do anything else, and as soon as you move, you decloak. Sounds like a harmless thing, right? Why not? Let's have a heavy with a shotgun sitting on the point waiting for a perfect time to strike. Or heavy with a decimator on landing pad doing the same. Sure, those are just examples, but at least maxes are not allowed to use this implant, otherwise it would be a complete farce. Oh, and speaking of, Infiltrator with minor cloak is very weird. You cloak and then you cloak again. Huh? In general, like little children, these two cloaks aren't playing nice together. But the thing I don't get is why Infiltrator would even need such an implant. Great ideas, what can I say? The thing that I don't like about this implant, more than the obvious advantages, is the idea that anyone can cloak. So, let's take a moment to look at Game Design 101. You have a class-based shooter. So the thing with such game is, you have baseline common things that everyone can do, and then there are unique abilities and tools for each class. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Infiltrator has recon, hacking, and stealth, NG has tools and turrets as well as ammo, Light Assault has jetpacks and that unique hipfire thing, oh, and rockets. Medic has heals and revives, Heavy has shields and rocket launchers, and finally Max that has maximum twerk. So tell me, what would happen if you were to give one of these unique abilities or tools to other classes? Now come on, think a little bit. I know you can do this. That's right, it would make the unique ability lose its value. Sure, not completely, but that's not the point. This is perplexing to me. How could devs think that this is the correct way to make a class-based shooter? It's like everyone responsible for this in the dev team had their brains pulled out of their asses. And you know what? This is not the first instance when something this idiotic has happened. Remember Infiltrator update? Remember crossbow? Yeah, that thing can be turned into recon device. Back when it came out, I was absolutely abhorred. And I still am. You realize that Infiltrator in a squad, for example, has basically one job. Provide recon. If other classes can do it, why would you choose Infiltrator that has inferior weapons and survivability in a direct fight? See how giving other classes these tools and abilities devalues the original class? Yes, minor cloak isn't quite as a big deal to me compared to recon darts and crossbow, but seriously, now the only thing that hasn't been farmed out to other classes from Infiltrator is hacking. And you know what, I bet that someone on the dev team already had planned to give NG vehicle hacking or something like this. All these idiotic things make me constantly ask the question, what's the ass fucking point of Infiltrator anymore? Sniping? Well, it's good only to get rid of randoms. CQC combat? Nope, every other class has better weapons and health. Stealth point capture? Well, okay, that works for 10 seconds till someone comes and clears out the point. Besides, with minor cloak, you can actually hold a point with heavy or something. Hacking? Yeah, good joke. Recon? As I mentioned, get crossbow and fill the role with any other class. If the point wasn't clear enough, here's a parallel, you thick dipshit. Let's say you added an implant, tool, or weapon to all classes that could allow them to do a small jetpack jump, or have an overshield, or maybe perform a revive. Don't you think that players would just run around with the strongest class and some implants? Now do you get how fucking stupid it sounds? Imagine if next, Max could use overshields or jetpacks. And speaking of, Planetside 1 actually had them, so go fucking figure. Maybe devs are just preparing us for the moment they demolish class system. If so, then just make it good and make it quick. I don't see why you feel the need to bastardize the game any longer. Fuck, we all know that Infiltrator has suffered enough. But anyways, here's another thing I despise about this inept game design. Every class has a direct way to deal with vehicles. Every class except Infiltrator. Why? Why is Infiltrator not able to take out vehicles with its tools? Other normal infantry units have C4 and other explosives. Max has specific weapons, but what does Infiltrator have? The fucking crossbow again? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, yes, Infiltrator can sneak up on a vehicle, making a kill very easy when given C4. But here comes the age-old question. Why not vehicle hacking? This would add an actual layer to the class, introducing a new playstyle too, and since it would be timed, it could be balanced. But now? I guess we might as well separate this class even more from the rest. And speaking of hacking, here's a random idea. Allow infiltrators to hack tank mines. After all, that would be a rather funny thing. But as is, I seriously want to get a direct answer from devs. What purpose does Infiltrator has anymore? What role should it play in the first place? If it's there just for the stealth class checkmark, then someone's doing a horrible job at game design. Or maybe these people are just too focused on rebalancing Orion for the umpteenth fucking time. Still, there are some good past examples that we can learn from. Unfortunately, Infiltrator has only one, Wraith Cloak for Flash. Yes, that's the only thing given to the class over the years that's expanded the class's use. It introduced both stealth transport and hit and run harasser playstyle. I remember back when it came out, I also suggested that Heavy should get a similar ability incorporating its overshield and Flash. But nope, maybe one day. Maybe one day. And still, even this good example is tarnished by Ant's cloaking ability that can be used by any class. Seriously, did Ant really need a cloak? And if so, why any class could use it? But moving on, there's one more idea that I and many others had suggested about Infiltrator over the years. If Infiltrator is a recon class, just like with Light Assault's unique passive ability, give Infiltrator something similar for when player spots an enemy. I suggest that Infiltrator spotted enemies stay spotted longer and you get more XP for spotting, and maybe highlight the last spotted enemy a bit more. This would allow for some interesting coordinated strikes marked by Infiltrators. Back in the day there was even a suggestion about special spotting tool, but I highly prefer it to be a passive. Now what solution am I suggesting, if any? Mind you, this is not my job to design the fucking game. It's my ever so loving courtesy that I put forth any solutions, so thank me for it. But okay, I'm being facetious. Anyways, here are some of my ideas. First, remove the recon dart from crossbow immediately. Second, do not implement the miner cloak, and punish whoever came up with the fucking idea, preferably with a good smack upside the head. Third, allow only Infiltrator to use cloak on Ant. Fourth, implement vehicle hacking. And fifth, further improve recon and spotting for Infiltrator as mentioned before. Now, if you have any criticisms or additional suggestions, feel free to post them in the comments. I would really love to hear your thoughts. As my last words, I must say that looking at Infiltrator's history in Planetside, it sickens me how devs have just taken a mullet and beat the ever-loving living shit out of my favorite class, and now has nerve to keep on insulting us with such things as minor cloaks. So, my Infiltrator brethren and sistren, I implore you, let's make our voices heard. For too long have devs just butt-fucked the weakest class. If they say that with combined arms they intend to improve things, let's make sure Infiltrator is not left out.